Peace, family, peace. Peace, family, peace. Peace, God, peace. We back. We back with another Instagram live. Can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me? Yeah, you gotta have the alkaline water. Can everybody hear me? Gotta make sure everything is clicking before we get into it, because I know it's always something funny. Okay, we good. I'm on the right Instagram page this time. Last time I started, I was on my other Instagram page. Peace, God. Peace, God. Peace, family. So, we back. Another Instagram live. We're going to talk about some heavy discussion things tonight. I want to talk about Kamala Harris and what that presents to the black community as far as her running for president, the strategic element behind that. I want to talk about Akon and some of the comments he made, disrespectful to foundational black Americans. I want to talk about what's some more topics we got to talk about, family. I want to talk about the Cardi B video. Just a little quick touch on the Cardi B video. What else? I want to talk about Namibia and what's going on over there with our brothers and sisters in Namibia. So, a deep conversation tonight. I'm gonna try to keep it though short. Peace, Nina Styles. Peace to the queen. Beautiful queen. Yep, we gotta talk about that. We gotta talk about that, family. So, we gotta dive into it, but the main topic I want to talk about tonight is Kamala Harris, or as we call her, Kamami Harris. Gotta talk about Kamami Harris tonight, because it's a lot of mixed opinions, and shout out to the black folks around the world. A lot of us are not around the country, a lot of us are not settling for the status quo and the symbolism behind Kamala Harris. The whole thing that, okay, every time we get a black vice president, we gotta, somehow be satisfied. That's tangibles. No. No. You dig? Yeah, I talked about Nick Cannon a couple weeks ago. But before we get into the main topic, I wanna first touch on a few things, a little subtopics that were on my mind this week. I meant to do videos about them on my Instagram, but I want to touch on what's going on with our brothers and sisters in Namibia. Now, family, if you don't know, let me see if I can pull it up. If you don't know, earlier this week, Germany offered our brothers and sisters in Namibia, they offered them £9 million in reparations, about $11 million in reparations. And for those who don't know, they offered our brothers and sisters in Namibia this reparations for the colonization that Germany did in the early 1900s. The colonization that Nazi Germany did in the early 1900s. They offered them $11 million, and rightfully so. Our brothers and sisters in Namibia, they rejected it. They said, just keep the money. We don't want that. $11 million is not reparations. Shout out to the brothers and sisters in Namibia. But I want you to understand the dynamic and how disrespectful that is. How disrespectful that is for Germany to offer our brothers and sisters in Namibia $11 million for the colonization that happened to their people. The Holocaust that happened to their people. And for those who might not know, Namibia has an interesting history. Namibia plays a key part of history in all of world history. You see, these are where we see the first Nazi Germany concentration camps. Those were in Namibia. Let me say that again. A lot of people don't know that. The first concentration camps were in Namibia. They were not in Germany. You see what I'm saying? The first victims of concentration camps were African brothers and sisters in Namibia. We got to be clear on that. So this is important why you got to understand your history. Nazi Germany did their early experiments of eugenics and things of that nature, testing on African people down in Namibia. Long before, 30, 40 years before they put any European Jew in internment camps, they had camps down in Namibia. This is what they started the early days of testing. And I want you to look this up. The island is called Shark Island. Shark Island, or the Shark Island concentration camps in Namibia, are still there. In these Shark Islands, there was a white supremacist, a Naziman by the name of Eugene Fischer. Eugene Fischer was practicing early experiments of eugenics on our brothers and sisters in Namibia. Okay? Killing as many as 3,000 of them. And if we talk about the colonization as a whole by Germany, it is believed that tens of thousands of our brothers and sisters in Namibia were killed under colonization in Germany. And this is a short time period. Understand, these concentration camps in Shark Island lasted about the same period as the European Holocaust lasted, about 4 years, from 1904 to 1908. They were down there in Namibia exterminating Negroes on concentration camps called Shark Island. Absolutely. Y'all know, I'm not lying, family. Y'all know. And meanwhile, from 1904 to 1908, the United States didn't say nothing. They didn't say nothing about it. Because, see, everybody's so concerned. Everybody gets butthurt when you start talking about the Jewish community. Oh, what happened to them in the Holocaust was horrible. Well, damn, what were you in 30 years, 40 years before that, when Nazi Germany, the same people, were down there exterminating African people in Namibia? They were practicing eugenics. See, this is why I don't have no tears. I don't shed no tears about no other people and their Holocaust. Because every Holocaust they suffer from, it happened to us first. It happened to us first. No one said anything to Nazi Germany when they were exterminating African people. Everybody was just sitting back. Oh, shit, that's ain't got nothing to do with me. All white Western nations were sitting back. It ain't got nothing to do with me. European Jews especially. They didn't say anything from 1904 to 1908 when they were practicing eugenics. White supremacists by the name of Eugene Fisher were down there exterminating our brothers and sisters. Nobody said anything. But now they want to come back and offer black folks, our African brothers and sisters, $11 million. Are you kidding me? $11 million, that's chump change, family. That's chump change. You see what I'm saying? You barely can buy an apartment complex with $11 million. That's chump change. That's what they're offering our brothers and sisters in Namibia. After tens of thousands of them have been killed. After what they did to them on Shark Island. So we not confused for the family just coming in. We talking about Namibia, our brothers and sisters in Namibia, rejecting Germany's offer of 11 million. It's pretty much going to be $11 million. That's what they offered them. That is so disrespectful, family. I wonder, let me talk to the people in Germany. I wonder, did you offer the European Jews $11 million after you put them in concentration camps? Huh? United States, I wonder if you offered the European Jews $11 million after you put them in concentration camps for the same period of time. See, when it's black folks, it's chump change. We'll give you $11 million. No, you gave them trillions of dollars in reparations. No, remember, European powers went over to Palestine and just took land from the Palestinian people and created Israel. They just said, oh shit, we just gonna take a whole piece of land and give it to you. But when it happens to us, here's $11 million. After you done killed tens of thousands of people. This was the predecessor to what happened in Nazi Germany. These were the original victims of Nazi Germany. Okay? Just so we clear. And the audacity of European nations to sit around and not hold Germany accountable. When we just talked about a couple weeks ago, family. Remember what we just talked about a couple weeks ago? Zimbabwe, a couple weeks ago, as you can see, July 29, 2020, Zimbabwe just had to pay $3.5 billion in compensation to white farmers. This just happened a couple weeks ago. They just strong-armed Zimbabwe to pay $3.5 billion in compensation to white farmers. Are you kidding me? Now let me put that into context. Zimbabwe was under colonization by white supremacists out of Europe. Cecil John Rose, the British, and everybody, their descendants came and colonized basically the whole southern tip of Africa. Took the land illegally, killed the indigenous people, and forced the others to work as slaves pretty much, put in a racial caste system that exiled them from their land. And when our brothers and sisters in Zimbabwe rose up and took it back, their land that is rightfully theirs, then they say, oh my God, this is a genocide. Oh my God, you know how white people act. Oh my God, this is a genocide. You took the land from the white farmers. It wasn't their land in the first place. It wasn't their land in the first place. There is no such thing as indigenous white people of Africa. There's no such thing. Okay? These are colonizers who came and took the land. And when our brothers and sisters rose up and took it back, now they cry foul. So they just made them pay $3.5 billion in reparations to these white farmers who wasn't in their land in the first place. Then you turn around in a European nation, you make them pay $11 million. $11 million, which got rejected, and rightfully so. After they killed tens of thousands of people. You see what I'm saying, family? You see the audacity of these people? So I just want to be clear, the monster that we're dealing with. And we got to start, we have a job as foundational black Americans to call the United States out. Because the United States, you've been strong-arming Zimbabwe for decades to pay reparations to white farmers who don't even deserve it. Yet, you sit up here and allow Germany to make bullshit offers like $11 million to Namibia, the original victims of the Holocaust. So where are you at, United States? Because see, they're always in somebody else's business any other time. They always looking out for their white brethren, their white supremacist brethren across the nation and across the world. Where you at now? When they throwing out these BS offers, $11 million. Where you at now? So I just want to be clear what we dealing with, family. All these folks, all these white Western nations around the world are on code. They're on code. They're on code. And notice no big Western media company picked this up. They didn't pass the story that they offered them $11 million. You see what I'm saying? So they try to keep this low key, but they're on code at the end of the day. Yeah, we can go on and on about the colonization in Africa. Belgium owes the Congo money. Understand, under King Leopold, he slaughtered at least 10 million African people in a course of like 10 years. I don't want to hear nothing about that. And then if we're going to get even more specific, this is why I don't cry no tears over no European Jew, because they're hypocrites. They don't say nothing about the African Jews, the Falashas, who were damn near exterminated in Ethiopia under the Italian fascists and Mussolini. They don't say nothing about that. That happened 6 years before their Holocaust as well. Okay? Look that up. Look up the extermination of the Falashas, your Ethiopian brothers and sisters who are Jewish community. Call themselves Beta Israel. You see what I'm saying? The oldest Jews in the world. They don't say nothing about that. See, everybody got their mouth closed then. I will argue that many of these Ashkenazi Jews are more anti-Semitic than any black person can be. Because they make sure that none of the black Jews get no money. They make sure they don't get no reparations. Yeah, colonization all over Africa. By the British, by the United States, by all these white Western powers. Yeah, Nigeria, it was a British dude named Frederick Luger who took over Nigeria. The only African nation that hasn't been colonized is Ethiopia. That's the only one. And the Italian fascists, like I just told you, tried to colonize them. In the Falashas, while they were exterminating the Jews, the Ethiopian Jews named the Falashas. I believe that was, don't quote me on the date, that was in the 1940s though. That was in the 1940s. And it took Haile Selassie, the last Negus Negusti, to drive them out of there. It took Haile Selassie and those Abanak soldiers of Ethiopia, salute to my brothers and sisters in Ethiopia, to get them Italians out the paint. While everybody else really just sat around until the end. Damn near when they were exterminated, then the League of Nations want to jump in. We ain't got no friends. That's why I posted that with John Henry Clark today. African people, we do not have no friends. We do not have no friends. Absolutely. We do not have no friends. So I just want to be clear on that, and I want to touch on that. That's why we always got to pay attention to events that's going on around the world, family. We got to pay attention to events that's going on around the world and the BS they try to hit us with. They'll make these African nations, they'll strong-arming them into paying reparations to people who don't deserve reparations, people who are guests in African countries. People who are guests in African countries. And then act like, oh, the original victims, the real victims, we'll get them some crumbs. Nah, we not doing that no more. We not doing that no more, family. Let me also let's jump topics real quick. I want to talk about too some of the African immigrants who have been coming over here, specifically Akon and immigrants, brothers and sisters in general. Let's have some real talk, family. Have y'all been seeing what's been going on with Akon lately? Have y'all been seeing what's going on with Akon lately? Have y'all been seeing what's okay? The thing keep my fault. The live keep trying to freeze. Now every time we start getting into it, it starts trying to freeze. Okay. Can y'all see me, family? Yeah, have y'all see what's been going on with Akon? But listen, Akon got out here, and Akon's been doing a lot of shady stuff lately. Akon got out here on Vlad TV, and he got out here and basically said that African Americans need to get over slavery. Basically said that African Americans, we just need to get over slavery. And then, lately he's been trying to put a little band-aid on it. Well, I was saying that y'all need to really come back to Africa and where you'll be loved and appreciated and this and that. And then, lately Akon, he's been doing some other shady stuff. He's been hanging out with Tekashi 6ix9ine. He's been doing little things. These are known enemies of the black community. Just been doing a little shady stuff. And let me speak to some of my African brothers and sisters who are maybe descendants of immigrants. Meaning your family, your mother or father, you might have been born in America, but your mother and father, they might have been born in Ghana or Senegal or an African nation, or they might have been born in Jamaica, Haiti, or the Caribbeans. Let me speak to y'all, brothers and sisters, and it's only a few of y'all. Again, I'm not speaking to all of you, because some of you are riders, and we appreciate you. This whole thing where a lot of our brothers and sisters get over here and want to disrespect foundational black Americans. They want to disrespect the people who built this country, the black folks who built this country, who paved the way. Because understand, Akon, you got your come up off foundational black Americans. Let's be clear on that. You got your come up off foundational black Americans. Okay? We got to be clear. We got to be clear. Yeah, then none of that come from your African brothers and sisters over there. Now you get support from them and love from them. And you're doing great things over on the continent. But this whole disrespect thing that a lot of people come over here with, they come over here with this whole thing of, well, my parents came over here from Jamaica and we don't have this type of stuff in Jamaica, and you black Americans is ghetto and all this type of stuff. We're going to start charging some of you Negroes to the game. We tired of seeing people, many of our brothers and sisters, come over here and eat off of us, then want to disrespect us. It don't work both ways. You can't have it both ways, family. It don't work that way. Yeah, you come over here and, you need to get over slavery. You need to do this, you need to do that. And we don't have this where I'm from, then why did you come over here? Why did you come over here? And that's the question we have to ask. If your home country is so great, why did your mom, why did your pops and mom sell their soul to get to the Americas? Let's have some real talk. And again, I'm not talking to all my immigrant brothers and sisters. All my brothers and sisters from different backgrounds and nationalities. I have friends who are Nigerian and Jamaican and Haitian. I love all my brothers and sisters. I'm talking to the coons within the group. Because they have a dangerous coon class that come over here from African nations in the Caribbean. Understand, many of these Candace Owenses, they're from the Virgin Islands. They come over here from different Caribbean backgrounds. And they don't really identify with foundational black Americans. They come over here and throw little jabs at us. And tell us we need to get over stuff. You need to do this. You need to do that. Yeah, we're not going to allow that disrespect no more. And that goes for people like Akon too. And he's out here because a lot of people getting on him. They like, bro, why you hanging out with Tekashi? Tekashi 6ix9ine is a known enemy of the black community. Known enemy of the black community. They're like, why you hanging out with Tekashi? And he's, well, you got snitches in the black community too. You got snitches in the black community too. And he's trying to play the whole game of, oh, well, it snitches everywhere and I'm just doing business with him. Tekashi is a white boy who runs around saying nigga this, nigga that. What's your excuse for that? A word that is very disrespectful coming from the mouths of white people. Because Tekashi's white, by the way. That's another thing we need to stop trying to play games. I hear people, well, Tekashi technically, he really Mexican. His parents Mexican. He brown. Tekashi is a white boy. Understand this, family. Hispanic is not a race. Hispanic is not a race. You have white Hispanics. Tekashi is a white Hispanic who runs around here like a white supremacist saying nigga this, nigga that. Trolling and disrespecting people who paid the way for us. He was in L.A. earlier this week disrespecting our brother Nipsey Hussle, one of our fallen soldiers. And you got Akon running around with him, co-signing whatever he does. See, you immigrant coons, we're going to start charging you to the game. Because then when we start going in, then they love to say, oh, well, Pan-African, my brother. Chase, my brother. Pan-Africanism, my brother. Pan-Africanism. No. Before Pan-Africanism, it has to be respect. You have to respect the group. You have to respect the land you own and the black Americans who built that land. You see what I'm saying? It ain't going to be no more running behind Pan-Africanism. Because that's what they like to do. You want to say little sly comments and disrespectful things about Foundation of Black Americans, then it's, oh, Pan-Africanism, my brother. No, MBK. No Pan-Africanism. It's about respect first. Don't come over here calling us Akatas and telling us to get over our trauma. You see what I'm saying? Don't do that. Don't do that, family. It's a disrespect thing. It got to be respect first. Before Pan-Africanism is respect. You see what I'm saying? I'm not as a foundational black American, meaning I come from descendants who built this country during slavery and further. You see what I'm saying? I'm never going to go to Jamaica and start disrespecting foundational Jamaicans who helped to build that country. Because that's just like me disrespecting Queen Nanny of the Maroons. That's just like me disrespecting Marcus Garvey. See, don't come over here disrespecting our ancestors, telling us to get over. That's like disrespecting Frederick Douglass, Harriet Tubman. You see what I'm saying? Dr. King. People who fought and died so you can come over here and get your music career popping. You see what I'm saying? Then you hanging with rats and known enemies of the black community. We ain't gonna do that. I would never go to Jamaica and disrespect foundational Jamaicans. I'm going to keep my mouth closed and be respectful when I'm around my brothers and sisters. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm never going to go to Haiti and disrespect Haitians because that's just like me disrespecting Jean-Jacques Dessalines. That's just like me disrespecting Sonny Belair, Toussaint, and many of the other foundational Haitians that helped to pave the way. I'm going to be appreciative. Even if I don't agree with something, family. If you are brother and sister from an immigrant background and your family wasn't directly affected by slavery in the Americas and you disagree with something we're doing, just shut up. Just shut up. It's about respect. Because see, white supremacists use that as talking points. You see what I'm saying? They'll come over here and say, see, look, Akon said, black Americans, you just need to get over slavery like they do in Senegal. And let me touch on that. Let me touch on this whole thing because he's trying to hide behind, well, I just want you to come back to Africa. Akon, how can we come back to Africa when we got people who don't even respect our Holocaust? When we got African brothers like you who don't even respect foundational black Americans enough to keep their mouth closed and be respectful. Where are we going to go? Where are 34 million foundational black Americans going to go if all of y'all are disrespectful to us? You see what I'm saying? Also, we got to get out this whole thing, and this is not disrespect to Africa, because I love my African brothers and sisters, and I love the continent. You see what I'm saying? We got to get out of this thing, too, where, oh, man, y'all just got to just come to Africa. Akon, Africa not popping like that, bro. Let's be real. Africa's not popping like that. Where are we going to go? You telling 34 million people, where are the jobs? Because all our people not coming with businesses. All of them not coming wealthy. You see what I'm saying? They got projections in the United States now. They said by the year 2040, the average black American is going to have a net worth of 0. Where are we going to go in Africa and get it popping when we don't have no net worth here? What are you setting up? See, we got to get out this romanticism thing. Everything is the Wakanda vibe. You just gonna come here and we gonna get it popping over here. Where? Where? You see what I'm saying? Where we supposed to go and get it popping, Akon? Since you want to be so disrespectful to the nation that we built, because we built this nation, this is our nation. Where are we gonna go in your home continent and get it popping? You dig? Where are we gonna go? Remember, when many of us were taken off the coast of Africa and West Africa, those nations don't even exist anymore. We don't even know what nation we belong to. Where are we supposed to go? Especially when we look at your countries now and they struggle with unemployment. 50% of the population unemployed. And now you're going to add another 34 million people. We supposed to just come, Akon, and it's just supposed to be popping? Let's be real, bro. Be respectful. Be respectful. That's all I'm saying. At the end of the day, all I'm saying is be respectful. That's to all my immigrant brothers and sisters, whether you from the Caribbean, whether you from Africa. We love you, we respect you, and we always will respect you. But this whole thing of disrespect, when you get over here, now you want to shit on foundational black Americans. You want to tell us, hey, you need to get over slavery. Hey, you ain't going to get no reparations. Hey, why you crying about the white man? Because Akon got that whole thing. Why y'all crying about the white man? Why y'all crying about reparations? They ain't going to give it to you. Well, then shut the fuck up. It don't even apply to you. You can't get it anyway if they do get it. You see what I'm saying? So we got to be clear on that. Let's be respectful. And we got to start calling out these immigrant coons like Akon is becoming. I'm not going to quite call him a coon yet. But he on 2 strikes. The Tekashi was the first one. And this whole thing that we need to get over slavery was the second one. Now 3 strikes and your ass out. 3 and you out now. Because we in times of war. We can't afford to be, going back and forth. We in times of war, family. Yeah, we it's about respect. 3 strikes and you out, though. It's about respect. But enough with that. Enough with that, family. I just had to address that Akon situation real quick. Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. Yeah, everybody got this thing where they, what I'm saying, it's Pan-Africanism. You want foundational black Americans to fight for you under Pan-Africanism. But then you want to disrespect us and slight us. You want to call us Akatas. We got to get over our trauma. Then stay in your home country. If Africa's so great, why you over here? Stay in your home country then. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, they got this thing of hard work. Candace Owens love to pull that shit. Well, the problem is black Americans, y'all just don't work hard. And people from Caribbean backgrounds, she said people from Caribbean backgrounds, they work harder. Then why ain't the Caribbeans popping? Huh? Why is motherfuckers over there eating puppy sandwiches? Why are some of y'all living in slum and squalor? If it's just about hard work. If it's just about hard work. You dig? We got to be clear on that. Don't come here and disrespect foundational black Americans. Because you're leaving your home country for a reason. Your mom and dad left your home country for a reason. It wasn't popping over there. And you knew the place where black folks had it popping, which was America. That you can come, and we've always gladly accepted them. And you can build behind Pan-Africanism. Remember, Marcus Garvey got Pan-Africanism popping in America behind foundational black Americans. He didn't get it popping in Jamaica. And again, this is no disrespect to my Jamaican brothers and sisters. We just speaking truth. He got that popping behind us. See, everybody come to us for their little stimulus package. You see what I'm saying? Then want to turn around and disrespect us. We not finna have that. Yeah, we not finna have that. Absolutely. So it's about respect first, family. But let me talk about, let me get some water. I got dehydrated in this motherfucker. Yeah, I wasn't even supposed to be on that long. Yeah. But let me talk about Kamala Harris. Let me talk about Kamala Harris real quick and the whole trick that the Democratic Party are pulling. Then I'm going to get to some of the questions because I see a lot of people asking questions. I'm going to try not to be on here too long tonight. Let me talk about Kamami Harris, okay? Bro, Instagram is wild in the night. Okay, family. If the Instagram screen freeze, just let me know. Because it keeps trying to freeze on me. You know, every time we start talking real, it started trying to freeze on me, and now something wrong with the live feed. The connection is supposedly weak all of a sudden. Yeah, talking about Locked Up. This man got a song called Locked Up and Hanging Out with Rats. Man got a song called Locked Up and Hanging Out with Rats. That don't even make no sense, and then defending him. Talking about everybody snitch. Stop. Yeah, but let me talk about Kamami. Now, as we all saw recently, earlier this week, that was earlier this week, Joe Biden announced that his running mate was Kamami Harris. Kamami Harris, a.k.a. some of you know as Kamala Harris. You see what I'm saying? So he announced this, and you have mixed reviews everywhere, and credit to black folks. Some black folks was like, nah, we ain't really rocking with it based on her criminal justice background, you know, and some of the things that she's done to black people. Then you had other black people who were, you know, applauding it. They were saying, oh yeah, we got to get another Obama in there because black people, we got to get out this thing where we in love with symbolism. We don't want actual tangibles, or we don't want you to actually do something for us. We just want symbolic gestures. So we'll rather wake up knowing every day we have a black woman vice president, or we have a black man as president, than actually have tangibles that affect our real everyday life. See, we'll rather deal with police brutality under a black man instead of just eliminating police brutality altogether. You see what I'm saying? And we got to get out this mindset. We got to get out this symbolism mindset. Because understand, Kamala, first of all, she's just the vice president. And even if she was the president, she wasn't going to do nothing no way. Her track record has showed that. Remember, when Kamala was running earlier last year, or late last year, they asked Kamala, because this is when brothers and sisters were pressing her about reparations. They said, oh, are you for reparations for foundational black Americans? And they even gave her a little leeway. They said, are you going to do anything specifically for black people in general in America? Kamala said, no, I'm not going to do anything specifically. Go look that up, family. And I wish I could play videos on here. I'd play the video, but I can't play videos on Instagram. She said, no, I'm not going to do anything for black people, specifically for black people. So Kamala is going to be a black slave master, family. I'm letting y'all know that right now. Kamala is going to be a black slave master. Kamala doesn't have a history of doing anything for black people. Now, she's the perfect image. She's the perfect image as far as she went to a HBCU. You know, she's black girl magic when it matters. You see what I'm saying? Because remember, when you go back and look at Kamala, up until recently, she wasn't even identifying as black. She wasn't even identifying as black. She identified as Indian. And even today they be running certain articles talking about Kamala, she could be the first Indian black president, or the first Indian president. She's on cooking shows talking about she's Indian this and Indian that. She's agreeing with it and co-signing it. You see what I'm saying? Kamala was part of that, throwing our innocent brother, I believe his name was Jamal Truelove, in jail. She's got a long history with incarcerating innocent black men. See, Kamala's one of these people, she'll do anything to get what she's wanting. And these are dangerous people. Yeah, these are dangerous people. Remember, Kamala, at one point, was dating like a 60-year-old man. She was dating like a 60-year-old man at one point. Look that up. When Kamala Harris was 28, and I forgot the brother's name. The elder's name, goddamn. I should say, not the brother's name, the elder at the time. She was dating a 60-year-old man. And shortly after that, she got like a promotion in the court systems and stuff like that. So she'll do anything she has to do to win. And that's a dangerous person. Yeah, she's like a Hillary. She's a black version of Hillary. Yeah, y'all remember when she was, they asked her a question not too long ago, last year, when she was running. And this was really her final exile. They were asking her, oh, well, who did you listen to in college? And she was like, well, I listened to a little Tupac and a little Biggie. And come to find out, they ain't even had no music out when Kamala was in college. So she's just lying. Just straight lying. Pandering to black people because they understand that black people are in love with symbolism. Just straight lying. Yeah, Kamala not finna do nothing with black folks, for black folks. At all. And then not to mention when we add the fact that who she sleeps with the enemy. She's got a white husband. She's got a white husband, and y'all know how your brother feel about this whole thing of you sleeping with the enemy. You know how I feel about that, family. So, I mean, we got all the ingredients of a nothing burger coming from Kamala. Other than some symbolism. Sleeps, yeah, she's got a white husband. She's got a white husband. So this is a woman who, up until recently, identified as Indian, was doing anything in her power for power, like dating 60-year-old mans when she's 28. Okay? She got a history of punishing black folks unjustly, like Jamal Truelove. Look that up. You see what I'm saying? This is somebody who does anything in her power. And this is somebody who said on record, I'm not going to do anything specifically for black people. She said that on record. And this is when she was supposedly running for president. So now as vice president, now that she has a boss who is Jim Crow Joe Biden, and we all know his history. He already said, I'm not defunding the police. He already said he's already behind those 94 crime bills that was mass incarcerating many of brothers and sisters in our community. This is her massa. Jim Crow Joe. And you know Jim Crow Joe, you know what he's trying to take us back to. See, Trump was trying to take us back to slavery. Jim Crow Joe want to take us back to Jim Crowism. You know, Jim Crow Joe, and then he's one of the old white supremacists. And I told y'all about these old white supremacists. These old white supremacists, they just call it like it is. Joe just be saying what's on his mind. So does Trump. Trump be like, man, Trump get a flashback in the middle of a damn speech. Look at my African American. That nigga go back to slavery on your ass. Just like Jim Crow Joe. Jim Crow Joe said, listen, if you ain't voting for me, you ain't black. If you ain't voting for me, you ain't black, nigga. That's what Jim Crow Joe said. Yeah, Jim Crow Joe ain't playing these old white supremacists. I love old white supremacists because they call it like it is. They ain't with all that deception. You know, the older you get, that's where you stop, man. I ain't worried about making nobody happy. I'm going to call it like I see it. Yeah, Jim Crow Joe is ready. So we got Jim Crow Joe and Kamala Harris on one ticket. And we got Donald Trump and Mike Pence on the other. So this is what it is, family. And this is why I'm sitting out the election. I'm not voting for either candidate. I'm not going to condone white supremacy on either side. And that's another thing we got to get rid of, family. We got to get rid of this whole concept of the better of two evils. There's no such thing, family. On the Democratic side, you have passive-aggressive white supremacy. Passive-aggressive. And on the Republican side, you have unapologetic white supremacy. Which means the Democratic side, the passive-aggressive, they don't mind giving you something. They don't mind giving you symbolism. They're never going to give you tangibles, but they don't mind giving you symbolism. They'll give you a black woman. They'll give you a black man like Obama. But at the end of the day, they're never going to give you no tangibles. It's passive-aggressive. They'll smile in your face. They'll act like they like hip-hop, like Kamala Harris, and she's, oh, I smoked a little weed in my day. Shut your ass up. You ain't did nothing, Kamala, but rat on black folks and take down black folks and do anything in your power to get some power. You dig? Yeah, so that they'll pander to you. But the Republicans, they're not even finna pander. Notice the Republicans don't even say they finna do nothing for black people. They're like, nigga, get the fuck out of here. We ain't finna do nothing for none of y'all. And I respect that, because at least they're honest. But black folks, we got this blind love for the Democratic Party because they smile in our face. Yeah, they've been doing that a long time. Hillary Clinton, like a brother said earlier, she's a black Hillary. Remember Hillary Clinton in 2016, Hillary went up to the Breakfast Club. She had hot sauce in her bag. So she pulled out some hot sauce on the Breakfast Club. They were like, Hillary, what's in your purse? And she pulled out some hot sauce like she's a spokesperson for Texas Pete. You see what I'm saying? She pulled out the hot sauce and she was like, hey, give me your vote. I got hot sauce in my bag. So they don't mind doing a little tap dancing. Remember her husband, Bill Clinton. He was on Arsenio Hall in the 90s. He was on Arsenio Hall. He was playing the saxophone. Oh, Bill was getting down. Bill was getting down. Bill was getting head in the White House. And that was supposed to be symbolic to black folks, I guess. Because Negroes were, man, that nigga lit. Do you remember you had black people calling Bill Clinton the first black president? You did? So the Democrats, they don't mind pandering to black people. The Republicans, on the other hand, they're unapologetic white supremacists. Unapologetic white supremacists. They're going to live and die by that sword, and I respect that. But I'm not voting for either party. I'm not voting for the better of two evils. What I think black people should do, and this is just my opinion, because I'm not the leader of anybody. I'm not the leader of anybody. I think black people, as a group, we should focus on powernomics. We should focus on powernomics. Because we're the only group who only thinks that the only way you can get power is through voting. Other groups don't think the only way to get power is through voting. They think economic empowerment. When the last time you seen Sun Tzu? When the last time you seen buddy from Chinatown voting? The Chinese community don't vote. Han does not vote. Han comes with that paper. See, the Chinese community, they come with that paper and they control the local politicians in their area. That's what they do. Yeah, Han does not do no voting. Han really don't speak no English. Han just knows dollar. He knows about that green. They control and they buy the local politicians in their area. Same thing they just did out here in Georgia, family. We had our brother Paul Howard out here in Georgia. Paul Howard is the brother who just put those charges on those race soldiers who killed Rashad Brooks right here in Atlanta. And the first thing the white police union did is they went and sponsored his opponent in the upcoming election. And she won by a landslide. I forgot her name. But she's sponsored by the police unions. They didn't get out and say vote. They said, listen, we finna slide this paper. You're going to win. You're going to win. So we're going to slide this paper and we're going to make sure. So best believe those officers are about to get off. Those officers that brother Paul Howard charged initially, they're going to get off. Because the mammy that's in now is sponsored by the police unions down here in Atlanta. You did? Nah, you can't fall for either one. I always say that Democrats and Republicans, they're two veins on the same snake. Two veins on the same snake, and history will show you this, family. You know, the Republicans, they like to try to spin, well, you know, we had Lincoln and Lincoln freed the slaves. Remember, Abraham Lincoln was just as racist as the other presidents. Abraham Lincoln didn't believe that black people should live together with white people. He said they're inferior. He called black people inferior on several standpoints. Look that up about Abraham Lincoln, because Republicans like to use that, and they use their coons like Candace Owens, and she comes out here and talks about, well, hey, Abraham Lincoln, this is the party that freed the slaves. He didn't free nothing. Abraham Lincoln, his goal was to keep the Union together. Abraham Lincoln, after black folks had won the Civil War for him, something that he admitted 5 times, go look at the letters of Abraham Lincoln. He admitted this 5 times. A great book to read is The 100 Amazing Facts About the Negro by J.A. Rogers. And he says, hey, we couldn't have won this war without the help of black folks. We couldn't have won this war. But even despite that, after we won the war for Abraham Lincoln decided he wanted to get all black people together and ship us down to South America. He was trying to ship us to Haiti and places in the Caribbean and South America. Look that up. That's why Frederick Douglass called him out. The great ancestor Frederick Douglass said he's becoming a colonization preacher. He wanted to ship us somewhere and then colonize us there. He didn't even want to ship us somewhere and leave us alone. He wanted to still control and colonize after we had kept the Union together. Abraham Lincoln was a lowlife. He was just as racist as every other president. He was just as racist as every other president. You dig? Just as racist as every other president. The Republicans have a history. They have a history. And after Abraham Lincoln got assassinated, who was the president? The Democrat, I believe his name was Andrew Johnson. He was a Democrat. He's the one who took back the 40 acres and a mule. So you had the Republicans and the Democrats working hand to hand to oppress black folks. They ain't never been our friends. Andrew Johnson said, listen, we ain't finna do no 40 acres and a mule. Yeah, because you had Sherman Special Field Order 15. That's the whole thing. That's why Spike Lee named his company 40 Acres and a Mule. That was supposed to be reparations for these foundational black Americans who had built the country. They're supposed to give us 40 acres and a mule. They were also supposed to give us, and a lot of people don't know, they were supposed to give us parts of South Carolina. These were supposed to be black nations where white people couldn't even enter. South Carolina, parts of Georgia, part of Florida. We were supposed to have like a coastal region, according to that Sherman Special Field Order number 15. You did? And Andrew Johnson came in, a Democrat. The Democrats came in and said, no, we ain't finna do that. So instead, they gave that same land, like they always do, back to the slave owners who had just fought against them in the Civil War. Because it's white pride first. Never forget that, family. White people are always on code. White people, they infight more than we do. And that's the thing we got to understand. That's why I don't be pushing no unity. We just got to be on code, family. We can have our differences. White people, Anglo-Saxons don't like Jews. You see what I'm saying? The Jews don't like the Italians. All of them have their little infighting, but they all get on code to oppress Negroes. They might have different political ideologies, but they all get on code to oppress Negroes. So they said, no. Since he couldn't colonize you, that 40 acres and a mule, that's gone. Okay? Okay, yeah, we got a long history. The Republicans and the Democrats, they're two veins on the same snake. Both of them operate as white supremacy. What they argue about, what white Democrats and white Republicans argue about, is how to implement white supremacy. Republicans want to do it unapologetically. They just want to say, here, blatant white supremacy. Democrats, they want to do it kind of passive-aggressive because they still want to save face on the outside. They don't want history to judge them bad. So they kind of want to do it passive-aggressive. So they argue about how to implement white supremacy. That's what the whole political difference is about. At the end of the day. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Yeah, different mean the same word. I'm telling you. Calvin Coolidge is another one. Calvin Coolidge, Ronald Reagan, Nixon, all of them. White supremacists, family. JFK. Because the Democrats, that's their go-to guy. Well, JFK, he gave you the civil rights. JFK was a racist. He didn't give a damn about black people. The only reason JFK did what he did is because black people were turning up. You had those 1963 Birmingham riots when black folks was running around tearing down white businesses in Birmingham. And JFK sent in the troops. He was like, whoa, now we can't. It's white people are getting harmed now. You see what I'm saying? White people are getting harmed now. So we got to be clear. We got to be clear on the terminology we using. These are two veins on the same snake. That's why I don't rock with either the Democrats nor the Republicans. I don't rock with neither one. They're team white supremacy, both of them. I'm not settling. I'm going to stay on their neck. And we should all stay on their neck. Kamala Harris is not tangibles. Barack Obama was not tangibles. And we got to be careful. We got to be careful what we allow to be called tangibles. You see what I'm saying? This is why you have white supremacists like Mitch McConnell, the senator. Remember Mitch McConnell last year when they said, hey, Mitch, your ancestors owned slaves, because they tracked them back. They said, listen, we got it on record, your grandfather owned slaves and had millions of dollars worth of slaves and assets that were created by slave labor. And he said, whoa, well, we fought in the Civil War to free the slaves, and we had Barack Obama. See, they try to act like Kamala is a tangible. They try to act like Kamala is a tangible. That's not it. He said we freed you and we gave you Barack Obama. So I guess our ancestors wanted 40 acres and a Barack Obama. I guess that was their whole initiative. Get out of here. Get out of here. That's why we don't accept Kamala. We need to make it known that is not tangibles. That is not a black agenda. That's symbolism. That's symbolism. You see what I'm saying? We're not in here for feel-good doctrine. Yes, this man said Obama was reparations. But that's how white folks think, family. At least he's honest. He's a Republican. I respect the Republicans because they honest. They're white supremacists, but they honest. He like, listen, bro, all this talk about reparations, dude. We gave you Obama. Symbolism. Symbolism. You dig? Symbolism. So we got to be careful with that, family. We ain't never had no friends. We ain't never had no friends, family. I'm with our own party. We need our own party. We need our own party. Yeah, but put your questions below. Put your questions to know. Start answering a few questions. I've been missing a lot of questions, family. Put your questions below. Yeah, you gotta know your history at the end of the day. Like I said, the great ancestor Dr. John Henry Clarke, he said, "We have no friends." And that's one of the realest lines ever. Somebody said I'm funny. I don't be trying to be funny, family. I just be trying to, I be passionate about what I be saying. Sometimes it might come off funny. You know what I'm saying? It might come off funny, but, I don't be trying to be funny. Just got to know your history, Yeah, Trump might win again, and if Trump win again, family, if Trump win again, so what? Because people be hitting me with that, man, tell you, now Grow start bucking at y'all, now if you don't vote, Trump might win another 4 years. So what? What has happened under Trump that didn't happen under Obama? Huh? So we got Breonna Taylor under Trump. You had Sandra Bland under Obama. You did? You got George Floyd under Trump. You got, what's our brother named Eric Gardner, who got choked out on camera, just like George Floyd, under Obama. What's the difference? What? Now I want a black oppressor? What's the difference? We can go tit for tat. Everything that happened under Obama is happening under Trump. That don't scare me. You can't scare me with that. Man, and Trump getting up 4 years now. We're going to see some more police brutality. We saw that under Obama. We seen that under the Democrats forever. That don't scare nobody. You can't scare nobody with that. We can go tit for tat. We can name our brother Trayvon Martin, our brother Philando Castile. These were under, George Zimmerman is running around now. That was under Obama. That was under his black attorney generals like Eric Holder. You dig? That was under Obama. That don't scare nobody. You see what I'm saying? That don't mean I'm Team Trump at all. I don't rock with either one. But like I say, man, we gotta stay solid, man, and we gotta stop allowing fear tactics to make us vote for people who ain't gonna do nothing for us in the first place. You dig? Yeah, puppets, man. They're puppets. Obama didn't do nothing for black folks. Let's be clear on that. Obama did more for the LGBTQ community than he did for black folks. He passed several legislations and laws for them on the backs of our ancestors. Because remember, all those LGBTQ rights are tied to black rights. Remember that. They're tied to the civil rights acts that we did in the 60s when we were turning up. When you had those Birmingham riots in 1963, when you had those long hot summers of 1967, when black folks in Newark, New Jersey, black folks in Tampa, black folks in Detroit were turning up and burning stuff down for civil rights for black folks. They get all their rights attached to those rights we got in the 60s. So that's off the backs of us. He did more for them. You dig? He did more for them. So like I say, you can't, what are you going to scare us with? What are you going to scare us with? It's reparations or else, man. It's reparations or else. Yeah, so Obama's a tool for white supremacy. Yeah, absolutely. And I don't think Obama's a bad guy. I don't think Obama's a bad guy like he's just sitting up here. He hates Negroes, but he knows his place. A lot of people not willing to take that risk. I don't think he's a bad guy. Like, I don't think John Lewis was a bad man. I don't think he was a bad man. But he knew a certain type of way, and he had been broken by the system. He had been broken by the system. Just like Obama. He broke, and he knew not to step out of line or he'll get tamed. He knew what he had to do to smile. They said, Obama, you smile. You go in here and do what you need to do. You condemn black folks, condemn these black nations, go over here and make good allies. You're going to be a symbol of how much America is so much changed, and you're going to be a symbol of democracy. You're going to get paid. Remember, they got well paid. They got $60 million book deals. They got deals with Netflix, all type of stuff. You just play in line like we need you to do. Play in line like we need you to do, Obama. So they can never hold this racism stigma over America's head, because you are the symbol that we're not a racist no more. You dig? Yeah, he played it safe. Like I said, I don't think he's a bad guy, but he didn't do nothing for black folks. We're not going to sit up here and act like he's an icon. Let's be clear. He provided symbolism. Symbolism. That's it. Symbolism. But we needed more. In war, you need more than symbolism, family. In war, you need more than symbolism. You don't just need somebody to show you that they got guns. You need people who are actually going to use them guns in times of war. Not just, man, he got a nice gun. That don't do nothing. You see what I'm saying? Man, it's a black president. That don't do nothing. We need somebody who about that life out there in the field. You see what I'm saying? We are at war. Symbolism ain't going to do it. You said, hold on, let me go back. I missed my fault. Nah, he wasn't going to cross that line, family. Yeah, we need tangibles. We need tangibles, we need tangibles, we need tangibles, family. Absolutely. Absolutely. We need tangibles. Farrakhan. Yeah, shout out to Farrakhan. Shout out to the Elder Farrakhan. Shout out to the Elder Farrakhan. But like I say, man, we got to stay solid on all fronts. No more scaring. Stop being scared to do certain things. Well, if I don't vote, stop talking about your ancestors died to vote. You did? Stop talking about your ancestors died to vote. They died for a right to change. And obviously voting is not achieving this change. You did? Yeah, ask me some questions, family. Ask me some questions. Black people have to stop defending the government policies to flourish. We have to economically. Absolutely. Powernomics. Read Dr. Claude Anderson's books, Powernomics. Read Dr. Claude Anderson's books, Powernomics. Great book. Read that. If Trump wins again, do you additionally cuts in the beneficial program? Wait, hold on. If Trump wins again, do you additionally? Family, Trump, some people said Trump feels hatred. America, the very foundations of America, family, is built on hatred. The very foundations. Trump didn't start racism in the Americas. Let's be clear. Trump did not start racism in the Americas. That's something that's been embedded in the foundation. So feeling hatred, that hatred was already there. Under Obama, that hatred was already there. Remember, the FBI, I believe it was in 2013, they showed reports where they said white supremacist activities have increased. The hatred been there. During Jim Crow, when they were hanging Negroes, it was hatred. You see what I'm saying? During slavery, it was hatred. So no, I don't even think Trump is fueling the hatred. I think he's exposing the hatred. He's showing you how hateful America has always been. These people, white supremacy, did just pop back up when Trump got in office. That's another thing. It just looked different. Now it's back looking a certain way. Hold on, family. The video is about to end in 30 seconds. I'm going to end the video and I'm going to come right back on. Video is about to end in 30 seconds. I'm going to end it and come right back on. Okay. We bad. Peace, Queen. Peace. Peace, God. Peace. Where's the family? Where's the family listening from tonight? I forgot to ask that earlier. Where's the family listening from tonight? Shout out to the family. Shout out to the family. You back on here. And put your questions back below, please. Put your questions back below as well. Because, you know, all the questions went away. Shout out to Dallas. Shout out to Dallas. Shout out to Connecticut. Shout out to Florida. Round Rock, Texas. Shout out to Round Rock, Texas. Carolinas. I don't have a lot of supporters. I need some more supporters in Texas to be that big of a state. I don't really get a lot of love like that in Texas. At least not openly, I guess. California, shout out to Cali. Get a lot of love out in Cali. Shout out to Chicago. Shout out to Hawaii. A lot of brothers and sisters. Hawaii, I got a special treat for y'all because we got some lot of miseducated Negroes in Hawaii. And Voice of the Ancestors Volume 3, I'm going to dive into them black Hawaiians heavy. I'm going to dive into those black Hawaiians heavy, the original people of Hawaii. I'm going to dive into that whole Pacific Islands, the Polynesias, the Micronesias, the Melanesia, the Australia, the Philippines, and all the way to Asia and everything. That's what I'm going to really focus on in Voice of the Ancestors Volume 3. Because it's a lot of people, unfortunately, black brothers and sisters I talk to in Hawaii who act like that the only reason they're black is because African Americans came there to avoid slavery and Jim Crowism, when they don't know them original Hawaiians were blacker than them. You dig? So we got to talk about that in Volume 3. I'm going to go in heavy on that. We got to understand, migration routes and things of that nature. We also going to dive into how these scientists, they reclassify black people behind different names. They'll hide the blackness of them behind different names. Similar to how they do the Egyptians. When they talk about the ancient Egyptians, when you think of Egyptians, you think of the Arabs that you see today. But we're talking about a completely different people. You see what I'm saying? And that's kind of how they do our brothers and sisters in Hawaii. So I definitely want to talk about that. Shout out to New York. Shout out to New York. Shout out to all the brothers and sisters. Let me go back up and somebody put the questions. Yeah, we got to go in there heavy though. Shout out to the UK. Shout out to the UK family. Yeah, put your questions back below. But yeah, man, we got to dive into that big time. A lot of people don't know that we got black brothers and sisters, Africans who are all in that Pacific chain of islands. Like I said, the Polynesia, the Micronesia, the Melanesia. We got to go in there heavy. And that's where the original Hawaiians came from. They came out of that chains. The Queen Liliuokalani's, her brother King David, Prince William Pitt. They came from that Melanesian background. The Polynesians are actually Melanesians. And for those who don't know, Melanesia means the Black Islands. Or the Islands of the Blacks. Okay? So just so we clear who we talking about. These original Hawaiians or these Polynesians are part of the Lipta people. The Lapita people, or the Lipta culture that came from the Philippines, and they came from Tijuana in migration routes about 3,000 years ago. And when they came down through those Pacific Island chains and mixed with the Melanesian people. So they were some of them were pure Melanesian, meaning pure black. That's why you see brothers and sisters on the island of Fiji who are jet black with giant afros and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Who came there. But these are the modern day Polynesians now. They only just show you the light complected ones. They show you the Mongolian ones. Because it was some Mongolian blood mixed over there in Asia and in the Philippines and things of that nature, East Asia. But it was also that Negrito population that they don't talk about. So we're going to go in heavy for Volume 3 of Voice of the Ancestors. That's going to release like February. That's going to release in like February. What do you think about Jane Elliott? Jane Elliott. Just a white woman. Just a white woman. And Jane Elliott she pretends to be pro-black, but she's only pro-black to a certain degree. So she's pro-black as long as black folks ain't getting no tangibles. The moment you mention some tangibles, hey man, based off everything that's been done to black people, we deserve reparations, or we demanding our reparations. Whoa. If we're going to give reparations to you, she starts switching the script. Then all that black power stuff go out the window with Jane Elliott. See, a lot of people, again, they'll give us that symbolism, but they won't give us any tangibles. They're never going to do anything to empower you, which is how they play the game. I ain't really complaining about it, but I don't like when white supremacists try to hide behind it. That's why I go so hard on the Democrats. Because you want to hide like you're trying to do something for black people, but you're really not going to do nothing. The Republicans just open with it. But Jane Elliott is one of those people. You know, she'll tell you some good things every now and then, and many of our people need to hear that from white people because that's the only way they're going to believe it. Because you got brothers like Dr. Claude Anderson, like Tariq Nasheed, Dr. Boyce Watkins, Wade Nobles, Dr. Ben John Henry Clark, who've been saying the same stuff Jane Elliott been talking about for 60 years, and they don't get no credit. But when Jane Elliott say it, it's the greatest thing ever. Like, I remember when she told Jada Pinkett that Abraham Lincoln was black. Because a lot of people don't know Abraham Lincoln was a Melungeon. That's an Italian and black community mixed together. He was a Melungeon. You see what I'm saying? More Italian than anything, but he had some black blood. And Jada Pinkett said, "Oh, Lord! Oh, Lord!" Now, nigga, brothers been saying that since Hidden Colors. But when a white woman say it, start bucking their eyes, "Lord Jesus! Lord!" You see what I'm saying? It's the greatest thing ever. So Jane Elliott is one of these white folks we have to watch, family. Like I say, they'll say some good things, but at the end of the day, when it comes times for tangibles and it's time to pay up, it's actually time for actionable activities, they start deflecting. Then I want to deflect. If we give you reparations, we got to give it to the Native Americans. No, you don't. We're not talking about the Native Americans. We're talking about specifically black folks. That's what we're talking about. You know, so watch the Jane Elliott's of the world. Watch the Jane Elliott's of the world. Somebody say, yeah, she's an undercover racist. Possibly. Can you touch on the Yoruba religion? Are you talking about the Orisha, kind of like the Orisha pantheon? I don't really know too much in detail about them. I just know about the Orishas. You see what I'm saying? The Orisha pantheon. That's something I have to refresh on. I don't know enough about it to go off the top of the head, you know, like I do on the lives. But, you know, the Orishas are basically what became the modern day superheroes out of the Orisha spiritual system, or the Orisha pantheon. That gave birth to voodoo. I believe it's called Santeria down there in Cuba. Some of those islands where you have Ogun, different deities that come out there of Europa's religion that turned into modern day superheroes like Logan off X-Men. Like you have Oya who turned into Storm. Different things of that nature. But that was a very influential, very, very influential religion that they now try to pass off as demonic. You know, I mentioned last time, let me see if I can find it. I mentioned last time, hold on, family. Let me see if I can find it. You know, I mentioned, you know, people in the Yoruba religion. You know, this is Obatala, who is a deity in the Orisha religion, or the Orisha pantheon, and he's the father of all Orishas. He was turned into Professor Charles. He's the father of all heads. So these different principles in the Yoruba religion, they represented different attributes that all humans should display. So Obatala was kind of that calmness. He was the father of children with all deformities. He was the owner of all heads. He specialized, and many people teach that he specialized in mind control. He controlled the Orishas through their mind. You see what I'm saying? This was taken and put into the X-Men series, because we got to remember that there was no such thing as religion in ancient Africa. Religion is a white man's concept. We had mythology that were used to teach things and principles. They were used to teach methods and principles that we should all strive to be. You see what I'm saying? That we should all strive to be. You had the laws of Ma'at, the 42 negative confessions. That later became the 10 commandments. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not kill. Things of that nature. You see what I'm saying? You had Shango. Shango was the god or the deity of justice, pretty much, of thunder. You see what I'm saying? Many people say justice. He taught that justice element. You had Ogun. Ogun was that warrior spirit that we should all have, that teaches you to fight back. That's what the Haitians used to get rid of the French, the British, the Spanish. Get them out the paint. So they were used to teach certain principles, and you would invoke a certain principle depending on the situation that you were in. So if you were being oppressed, you might want to call upon Ogun, that Ogun spirit that lives in all of us. You see what I'm saying? Now, they weren't praying to an actual dude who lived once upon a time ago named Ogun. Like they try to turn Jesus into that. Like he was an actual person who lived 1,500 years ago who was walking on water, putting his hand up to the sky, and all this type of stuff. He was talking about the principle. You see what I'm saying? So Ogun lives in all of us. He's just represented and used in mythology as a teaching method. Really to make it simple on a simple level. So you create this mythology or this story. So that's kind of, the Europa religion, or I don't even like calling it a religion. I like to call it a spiritual system. They use certain deities to teach certain principles, and there's many other orishas out there. We just talk about some of the main ones. Another one I have on here is Oya. Oya, this is who I said turned into storm. You see what I'm saying? That's that balance. That's coming at one with nature. The mother of the winds. You see what I'm saying? Things of that nature. So all of these were teaching certain principles and teaching your where you fit into your environment to a certain degree. Let me get back to myself though. But yeah, I will have to do more research on the Europa religions or spiritual system myself. Not more research. Well, more research to get sharper so I can go off the top of the head. You dig? Let me go down. You ever linked with Young Pharaoh? No, I have never linked with Young Pharaoh. I have never linked with Young Pharaoh. Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. That's a powerful spiritual system. And we have to understand that. And these spiritual systems were used to turn into the modern day justice systems and modern day religions that we see nowadays. Modern day principles. And Africa has always been the teaching point which other nations use to build their nations. You see what I'm saying? And we can see that in different, when you look at certain etymologies of certain words, like California. California is based off the mythology of Queen Khalifa. Queen Khalifa was the black Moorish queen. That's how California got their name. You see what I'm saying? So that African presence is all over. And it's always been. The Greeks named two of their most beautiful constellations after Queen Cassiopeia and her daughter Andromeda. These were two Ethiopian queens and her daughters. You see what I'm saying? So we've always been the inspiration behind everything. But we weren't taking shit literal. We weren't saying that, hey man, this Ogun gonna come down and get you now. We weren't saying, hey, you pray to Ogun, he gonna come down and fight your battles. No, Ogun lives within. Ogun is within. We were explaining the dynamics of our characteristics to ourselves, but we had to put it in mythos form. You dig? Had to put it in mythos form. You dig? Yeah, just a little intro. It's about doing your own research, family. I don't ever want nobody to believe nothing I say. I just try to get people that seed to do their own research. It's about doing your own research. Don't believe nothing I say. But I want you to keep that same energy with everybody else too. Because we gotta start developing a mentality where we don't believe what people say and that we're gonna do our own research. You dig? And that comes with not being lazy. A lot of us are lazy researchers and we'll rather just go by what somebody else said. Instead of reading. You dig? Absolutely. You said, I like your book challenge that you posted earlier. I appreciate that, God. That's an important thing. You know what I'm saying? We got to start challenging our people. I know a lot of brothers and sisters who are in the streets to a certain degree. And I like to start challenging them to start showing off their book collection. See, everybody love to put the money to their ear and show off their money and put the money on their arms and stuff. And I appreciate that culture. But start doing the same thing with your books. We got to start preaching balance. A lot of times we try to cancel one culture to implement another. No, a little bit of both, a little bit of balance. I want to see what knowledge you bring. That don't impress me because everybody know when you acquire knowledge, money gonna come. Money gonna come. I want to see what type of knowledge you dealing with. What's the most expensive book you own? That's more impressive to me. You see what I'm saying? What books are you reading? What levels of consciousness are you on in knowledge and information? You see what I'm saying? That's more impressive to me. That's real wealth, because everybody know once you, like I say, once you acquire the knowledge, the wealth gonna come. That's easy. That's easy. He said, "Forgive me if you answered this one already, but is there our own ancestry DNA system to figure what region of Africa we originated from?" I believe African ancestry. If I might be mistaken, I believe African ancestry is black owned. I believe African ancestry is black owned as far as DNA. Now, you're going to have different brothers who probably come here now and say, hey, DNA, that's a scam. DNA, I don't know. You know, we got to see. As far as I can research, DNA is pretty legit. It's pretty legit. Now, if we want to talk about can DNA match you to certain lands at certain times, then that's another story. You see what I'm saying? That's another story. But DNA, I got a DNA test as well. But I think African ancestry is black owned. Now, I actually need to do an African ancestry. I did Ancestry. You got to understand the difference. You got African ancestry and then you got Ancestry.com. You did. So you might want to just do your own research. But like I said, I believe African ancestry is black owned. They're black. Okay, they're black owned. How old? Somebody said, how old are you? You're very immature and informative. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I'm 25. I'm 25 years of age. You dig? So I'm a young... A lot of the elders tell me I'm a young pup in the game. So, you know, I respect it. I always say that I'm younger than 25 because I base it off your knowledge. So I feel like I only been into the knowledge maybe 4 or 5 years. I started my, what was that, my sophomore year, freshman year, end of my freshman year in college. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I'm young in the game, you know. For too long, I thought Christopher Columbus discovered America. I was one of them. So I considered that my birthday. So I'm really only 5 years old, family. I'm really only 5. Once I realized Columbus didn't discover America, because believe it or not, some people might say, man, that's obvious. Not to me. When you, listen, when you come up in a European style, a system of education, I thought Columbus did discover America. You know what I'm saying? So I'm only 5 years old. I've been in the game 5 years. Technically, I'm 25, but knowledge-wise, I'm 5 years old. You dig? Let me go recommend a book. I'm going to recommend my book. Voice of the Ancestors, Volume 1 and 2. Voice of the Ancestors, Volume 1 and 2. You can click that link in the bio right now and go get both of them. Link in my bio right now. Voice of the Ancestors, Volume 1 and 2. You dig? You know, some other books, though, you know, just in front of me. You know, I haven't read this one yet. But, of course, whenever you're dealing with this man right here, J.A. Rogers, you know, the world's great man of color, J.A. Rogers is a legend. I wish more of us knew about J.A. Rogers. J.A. Rogers is a legend. So, world's great man of color. You can check this one out. Got the book. Let me see. Oh, man. 7 Little White Lies. This is a great book. I just finished this one about 2 weeks ago. This is by Jabari Osaze, another scholar in our community. He breaks down these 7 little white lies that you need to know. They came before Columbus. He talks about, a lot of people always ask me about the Egyptians. He breaks that down to the science in this book. So that's a great book. And then these next two are really just what you need to start with. So this is another J.A. Rogers book, an absolute classic. The 100 Amazing Facts About the Negro. I ain't going to tell y'all what I'm going to do with this book, but I got something special for y'all for this book right here. The 100 Amazing Facts About the Negro, an absolute classic. It's a quick read, as you can see. So for my family, you don't really like reading like that, this is the book for you. If you don't really like reading like that, this is the book for you. This is a great starter book. So this is our brother J.A. Rogers on the back. He was one of our mulatto brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? Very light complected. But dope information in this book. He also wrote another great book that I'm currently reading called Sex and Race. That's a great book. That talks about all these African presences around the world. And then after that, all you need after that is black labor, white wealth. Dr. Claude Anderson. I don't even need to explain this book. This book's so powerful. Not a bad read as far as length-wise for my new beginner readers, because like I say, a lot of people, I used to start reading in college, I'd be getting sleepy. Whenever I had trouble sleeping, I would pop open a book because my brain was mentally out of shape. See, when your brain not in shape, you read real slow because your brain got to develop it. But now I read much faster. I can knock out a book in a week. You see what I'm saying? Whereas vice versa, I used to be able to knock out a book. It take me like 2 months to read a whole 300-400 page book. You know what I'm saying? But those are good starter books to begin with. Outside of my books, go ahead and check out your boy book. Trust me, it's well worth it. It's well worth it. What book is good for kids? For kids, I would say, if I had just choose one book, I would say The Miseducation of the Negro by Carter G. Woodson. I think that's a very simplistic book, but I think that's a book that it gives you a lot of good information. The Miseducation of the Negro. And I will also say, if you can walk play by play on a simplistic level, I would read The Message to the Black Man by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. That's a great book, simplistic wise, to try to kind of get you out of that how to explain, like it's just the European colonization mindset where the black man is God type thing. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a great book, and it's very easy to read. You did. You should talk to the younger generation. I try to talk to all my young kings, and remember, I'm part of the younger generation. I don't be trying to, you know what I'm saying? I don't be trying to act like I got so much knowledge and wisdom. Family, I'm a student. I'm a student of the game, and I just try to share my experiences with y'all. That's why I always tell y'all, do my own research, and hopefully I aspire to be somebody with the knowledge or wisdom of a John Henry Clark or Professor James Smalls or Dr. Kaba. That's why I write my books. You see what I'm saying? I make sure that I take all the information that's in my mind and put it down in paper format. You see what I'm saying? And source it. Because I want to build on the information. Because I understand that I got an expiration date, but my book don't. You see what I'm saying? My book don't. So my knowledge and information that I have now, I can pass that on to my kids, to my grandkids. Hopefully y'all can pass it on to y'all kids, and they can build on what I did. And that's what it's about. It's about building for what we did. So that 100 Amazing Facts About the Negro, this book was written in 1957. How many facts should we have now? And that's something I'm working on now. How many facts should we have now? He gave you 100. Your ancestor J.A. Rogers gave you 100 amazing facts about the Negro. We need a book called The 1,000 Amazing Facts About the Negro here in 2020. Because we got the knowledge and the information that he didn't possess. You dig? But I got you. I got you on that. And I'm going to just leave that at that, you know. I'm going to just leave that at that. But it's about building. Passing on that the baton. Alright, great ancestor Nipsey Hussle said the marathon continues. That's real. That's real. Can you name... I'm sorry, I'm a little late on the comments, family. I'm a little late on the comments. Somebody said, can you rename the first 2 books? Are you talking about my books? My books are Voice of the Ancestors, Volume 1 and 2. But if you're talking about the books that I made before, it was The World's Great Man of Color and Jabari Osaze's 7 Little White Lies. These are 2 great books. You know, 7 Little White Lies and Jabari Osaze and The World's Great Man of Color by J.A. Rogers. Those are the 2 books that I think you're talking about. I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm a little late on questions. Somebody said, please say this live. That's why, family, go to my YouTube page, Voice of the Ancestors Chase, and subscribe to the channel. This whole live will be up there tomorrow. This whole live, both lives will be up there tomorrow, family. And I really want all of y'all to subscribe on here and spread the word, because I really want to start going live on the YouTube. That way, if you want to rewind something, if you want to play it back, and footage will immediately be up there afterwards. So, Voice of the Ancestors Chase. Voice of the Ancestors Chase. 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 You did. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you do that. That's what a live will be. And I'll put it on the page when I post it tomorrow. I'll let y'all know that it's on YouTube. Much respect. Much respect. You know, I'm just a young bull in the game. You know what I'm saying? I'm hungry, though. Yeah, man. I don't think I'm mature for my age. You know what I'm saying? I'm not perfect, family. I'm going to let y'all know that right now. I'm not perfect. When it comes to knowledge, I strive to be the best. When it comes to dieting and health and things like that, I struggle with it. I'm not going to lie to you. Now, I'm not a fat guy, but I struggle with old habits that I developed as a child. You feel me? Most of my parents, they from Mississippi, so I'm a country boy at heart. So pork, all that pork chop steak, it's hard for me to cut that off. I ain't gonna lie, it's hard for me to. So I need some help from the family. I gotta start talking to my boy Kyle. My boy Kyle is vegan. That stuff. So I'm not perfect in all aspects. You see what I'm saying? I'm not perfect in any aspect, but I'm better in other things. You see what I'm saying? Because I might, you know what I'm saying, I might pull up at the Waffle House after I get off this live and get me a plate full of bacon and eggs and all the unhealthy stuff that some of y'all turn y'all eye to. I got to have the bacon, family. I got to have it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to break that pork off first because everybody, man, you know what's in pork? You know what's in that pork? I'm like, listen, I take my sea moss every day. Whatever's in pork ain't going to survive too long in me. You dig? So what I'm trying to say though is I gotta get better in all aspects. You dig? I gotta get better in all aspects. Somebody said Noisy's birthday is tomorrow. Was yesterday? Oh, you talking about Nipsey? You meant to say Nipsey. Of course, we honor the great ancestor Nipsey Hussle. You know what I'm saying? One of our greatest soldiers to ever come through the community. A lot of people get wishy-washy when I say ancestor. That's an ancestor. We honor that ancestor. You dig? Somebody you hold dear. You dig? So, rest in peace to our brother Nipsey Hussle. Or we like to say rise in power to our brother Nipsey Hussle, man. Somebody, we got to continue that marathon. I just talked about that torch. From the J.A. Rogers to the Dr. Benz to the Nipsey Hussle. We got to continue to run that marathon for him. You dig? Why can't we say melanated people instead of Negro? Brother, I'm not telling you what you can't say. I'm not going to tell you what you can't say, but I can tell you this. When we start talking about melanated people, white people have melanin. See, white people are real tricky with words, so you start telling about we want reparations and we want land for melanated people. They have melanin. So we got to be, that's not separating you from nobody. They'll say, oh, well, we got melanin, so we give reparations to ourselves. Everybody has melanin. So when we say melanated people, that's not distinguishing anybody. You know what I'm saying? Just my opinion, but you can call yourself what you want. I don't get into the whole name game of, man, we ain't black, we Moor. We ain't black, we Nubian. We ain't black, we Aboriginal. I don't give a damn. Let's just get on code. You know what I'm saying? So you call yourself what you want to, God. Shout out to the Queen Barbie in the making. Shout out to that queen. Shout out to Mississippi. Yeah, man, that pork battle, family, is hard. It's hard breaking that pork. I don't know how y'all do it. I got to have it. I ain't gonna say I got to have it. Damn, it's hard for me to break bacon. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for me to get off that bacon. That's really what it is, specifically. Really, pork chops and stuff, I don't really eat like that, but bacon, something about it. The smell, I gotta have it, family. You dig? I gotta have that bacon. I'm like, damn, I be looking at some of my Muslim brothers and sisters like, damn, boy, how you do it? You know what I'm saying? And then, I live in the land, I'm from Atlanta. We live in the land of Waffle House. So after football games, like I play high school football and stuff like that, we hitting the Waffle House. So I came up on that all-star special. You see what I'm saying? But I'm trying my best to break it. I'm trying, especially while I'm young, because I know if I get to the older days, when I start to get a little gut, I'm not in shape no more, it's going to be damn near impossible. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I talked about Jim Crow Joe and Kamami Harris in the first live. But don't worry, Queen, I'm going to have the YouTube video up tomorrow. I'm gonna have a YouTube video tomorrow just in case, so you can go back and get my take on Kamami and Jim Crow Joe. You said, uh, yeah, purchase it from my site. Purchase it from my site. Purchase, if you want the Voice of the Ancestors, purchase from my site, because then I'll sign it for you. If you purchase from my site, my crew, we gonna get it. I'm gonna make sure it's signed. If you purchase from Amazon, it's just gonna be a regular copy. You know what I'm saying? Now, you might get your Amazon copy faster, but it'll be signed if you get it from me. And you can only get a signed copy from me if you in the continental U.S. You see what I'm saying? We're really not continental. If you in any United States provinces or anything, you in the United States, you can get a signed copy. But unfortunately for my brothers and sisters in the UK, I got to start working something out where I can send y'all signed copies. I really want to visit. You know what I'm saying? They do a book signing over in the UK. I get a lot of love and support in South Africa. You know what I'm saying? I would love to go out there and try to do something for y'all as far as the signed copies go. Yeah, but get it from my site so you get a signed copy. It's the same price. It ain't no difference than the other thing. It's just signed now. So a lot of people like the signed copies. We Africans, I respect that. Shout out to my African brothers and sisters. Shout out to my African brothers and sisters. It's definitely the bacon. It's that swine. My OGs be telling me, man, younger, you got to get off that swine. I told you about that swine. I'm like, listen, I got to learn the hard way. I got to learn the hard way. You know what I'm saying? I might need to try the turkey. Is turkey bacon, is it bad? Is turkey bacon bad, family? Or is turkey bacon bad? Because, every time, see, I try to get on the turkey bacon, and brother be like, no, brother, you can't eat turkey. I'm like, damn, my G. Come on, help a brother out. You feel me? We all got people like that, bro. Every time, anything you eat beef. Hey, brother, you know what's in that beef? You know what I'm saying? You eat fish. Oh, you can't have no fish now. That fish, it come from them eggs. They start getting into the science. I'm like, shit. Damn, now. So I just start eating all the bad stuff. You dig? Yeah, Jim Crow Joe and Kamami. Absolutely, family. Absolutely. But I'm not going to be on here too much longer. I'm going to answer a couple more questions, then I'm going to get off. But make sure you go get Voice of the Ancestors Volume 1 and 2, family. Make sure y'all go get that. And subscribe to the YouTube channel, Voice of the Ancestors Chase. Then that way you can catch the playback. Let me answer a couple more. You said turkey bacon is bad. See, this is what I'm saying, family. This is what I'm saying, family. And I heard, and I gotta step up my cooking skills too. I eat out too much. That's another thing. That's why my diet really so bad. My cooking skills ain't up to par. I can cook breakfast, but I can't cook nothing else, pretty much for the most part. So I need a queen who's gonna teach me how to cook. That way I think I can eat healthier, because a lot of people who be saying they vegan, they do their own cooking, and they say it's really just about seasoning and things of that nature. So I gotta start learning. I gotta get me a cookbook, a vegan cookbook, or a healthy cookbook, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You see, somebody just said all meat is bad. Damn. Well, I'ma do like them cult leaders. Them cult leaders, they be having people come into their cult and they be saying sex is bad. I'ma have all the sex for you, and none of you can have sex. That's what that white supremacist did out there in Waco. He was out there taking all of them dumb white supremacists' wives and having sex with them, telling them that sex was a sin. Well, I'm gonna take all the bacon and shit for I'm gonna take all that sin for the family. You dig? I'm gonna take all that sin for the family. Yeah, them dumb white supremacists out there in Waco, and it was some Negroes in that group too. He was telling them they couldn't have sex, and he was having sex for them. He was going to take on all the sins of everybody, so he was just going to be the only one that had sex. You dig? I'm going to be the only one. I'm going to eat the bacon for y'all, family. I'm going to eat the bacon for y'all. You dig? Yeah, man. I'm messing with you. I got to get off, though, man. I just got to get better. But I tell you what, the sea moss helps me a lot, though. The sea moss helps me a lot. It helps me a lot with just munching and snacking and doing stuff like that. It helps me a lot with that. I think that sea moss, that's powerful. I just got on the sea moss not too long ago, about 2-3 months ago. And it's been helping me. It's been helping me a lot. Yeah, I gotta read Rest in Peace or Rise in Power Layla Africa. Dr. Layla Africa. I gotta read his book. I put that on my to read list. I put that on my to read list. I gotta read How to Eat to Live again. I read that book before, but the bacon was overtaking my mind at the time I was reading it. So I didn't finish it. I was in college. I was a freshman in college. Still playing football. I'm like, listen, I gotta have that, player. Gotta have it. Somebody said, I just made a vegan cookbook. Send me the cookbook. DM me the cookbook. I'm going to pay for it, of course. I don't want nothing from black folks for free. I'm going to pay for it. Send me the DM me the cookbook where I can buy the cookbook at. You dig? And I'm going to pay for it. Yeah, I would love to do black business with a sister out here. You don't have to send it for free. I'm gonna send you something. You know what I'm saying? It went for free. It took your time and effort to go into that. So I'm gonna make sure I support. But I'm serious about that. I gotta learn how to cook something, bro. It's getting bad out here in the streets for me. As far as, it's getting bad when you pull up the Wingstop and they're like, Chase, where you been at? Damn, bro, you know my name? I've been in here too much. You know what I'm saying? When you go to the Wingstop, you've been in there too much. I don't like that. I don't like that, family. That mean I've been getting too many 10-piece lemon peppers. You know what I'm saying? You should know my name. You should know my name, family. I've been eating out way too much. You say you use Dr. Layla Africa's book as a reference. That's dope. I don't have a religion. I'm a spiritual person. I'm just a spiritual person. I sample from a little bit of everywhere. You see what I'm saying? I'm just a spiritual person. I go back to the traditional African systems, which they didn't have no religion. They just had spiritual concepts to try to channel the God within. You see what I'm saying? Channel the God within. You should. Try to channel the God within. The black woman is God. I tell y'all that all the time. People get offended when I say that. The black woman is God. You dig? That's how I know to reproduce life. That's where I know I came from. And that's where we all came from. So when I look at God in a physical form, I'm looking at the black woman. You got to read that mitochondrial Eve. That mitochondrial Eve teaches us that all people came from a black woman in Central Africa about 200,000 years ago. I need that black woman in my life. Black woman gonna elevate you. That's why I tell brothers all the time, man, y'all better stop being petty with black women. Stop being petty with black women. I keep black women beside me at all times. I'm always looking to add more black women to my circle. Black women do something for you. It's like a charger. You see what I'm saying? Black women gonna get you right. Black women are good for picking up coons too. Black women are good for picking up coons. Black women have a aura about them. Being that they're the mother of humanity, they can pick up a coon fast. They be like, that nigga be coon. You know what I'm saying? They can pick up aura and presence fast, you dig? Yeah. Gotta have that. It's about balance. Masculine and feminine energy. You need that. You need that, family. But like I say, man, I'm about to get out of here, family. I got some work to do, things to do. I appreciate, the family listening to me while we chop up game. I'm going to try to get back on here next Saturday. I'm going to try to do every Saturday or Sunday. Every Saturday or Sunday. So one of those 2 days, I announce it 24 hours in advance. So I make sure to let you know. I got some big things coming up for the family. Some things that I'm working on. You're probably going to see it within the next month. Of course, Voice of the Ancestors Volume 3 is going to come out next February. So if you haven't already, family, go get Volume 1 and 2. Link in the bio, Absolute Classics. Go on Amazon, just look at the reviews. Because like I said, I don't want nobody to take my word for it. I know black people, we picky whenever it's time to do business with black folks. You know what I'm saying? God damn, why your book cost that much, man? $20. We start bucking our eyes. $20, shit. And then go to Wingstop and spend $75 on a party pack. You dig? So, but it's all love at the end of the day. I want to always prove my worth and prove my value and things of that nature. So make sure you go check out Voice of the Ancestors Volume 1 and 2. Subscribe to the Voice of the Ancestors Chase YouTube page. And until next time, family, I'm out. peace and black power. Hit that link in the bio.